Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Matt Jarbo, and you know what? I have nothing wrong. I have no problem admitting that I am a big dumb fan of the Big Dumb series, The Fast and the Furious. These are movies that I look forward to coming out every couple years, and to me, as odd as it sounds, it's almost like going home again, seeing old friends and having them tell you exploits of new adventures about how they jumped cars over things. I'm still thinking that one of these Fast and Furious movies is going to include them jumping the Grand fucking Canyon. I'm going to be disappointed if that never happens. But as much as I love the franchise, I understand that it's winding down in terms of its core characters. After the death of Paul Walker, and the I'm not going to say like lukewarm response to the fate of the Furious. I feel like the movie has done very well. It's already grossed $900 million worldwide. It's going to hit $1 billion here pretty fucking soon. And as a result of that, more movies are coming. This is just kind of how the Hollywood machine works. But one of the interesting things that the franchise has done has turned bad guys into good guys, right? Think about this. You figure that Dominic Toretto was supposedly the bad guy at the beginning of the franchise, and Paul Walker's Brian O'Connor came in and realized that he wasn't all that bad and that they have multiple layers and that, they can find some kind of camaraderie. And through the course of the series, they've been able to turn seemingly bad guys to their team. Look at Hobbs. The Rock was the bad guy essentially in the Fast and Furious fifth movie, or Fast Five, and then in the sixth movie he ended up needing their help to take down Owen Shaw, right? And then in the seventh movie, Decker Shaw, played by Jason Statham, was going after them, and in the eighth movie he's now part of the team. And even Owen Shaw has become good to an extent, right? Because there was a line, and this is a light spoiler, that Cypher, played by Charlize Theron, who Owen Shaw was working for, had basically scrambled his brain and fucked with him, and he really wasn't that bad of a character. And there's this back and forth between The Rock and Jason Statham in the eighth movie, where they talk about Deckard Shaw, basically getting screwed over by Cypher and made out to be a bad guy. So, but he really wasn't that bad of a guy. They gloss over the whole death of Han thing, which might be one of the reasons why they're now talking about bringing Han back. That Han wasn't really dead. And they're going to do that, in my opinion, because a lot of fans have been like, wait a minute, how come Jason Statham is now part of the team? He killed a key member of the team, and they're just going to forgive that? This is the thing all about family and avenging family. So why would they just overlook that particular angle of it? And that was one of the glaring flaws of the eighth movie. But now they're going to retcon that and be like, well, I mean, it's kind of like Han is alive. Oh, he's good. He's fine. And therefore he's not dead. So Jason Statham's Decker Shaw and Owen Shaw can become part of the team. And, leading into fighting bigger and crazier bad guys as it progresses. Now, what we're hearing is that Universal is currently looking to spin off the franchise. Now, this is nothing new. This news has been talked about for quite some time. But it's going to focus on Hobbs and Shaw's character. And this is what they're currently working on right now. It says they're in the early stages of development, but they've met on the concept. The sources say that it will be scripted by Chris Morgan, who is the chief writer of the series, as well as also, I think he worked on the reboot of The Mummy. And the idea is that Hobbs's U.S. diplomatic security agent is going to form an unlikely alliance with Decker Shaw for a movie that could be conceivably made while they are figuring out the next Fast and Furious movie, so the ninth movie. Now, we know that Fate of the Furious, Fast 9, and Fast 10 are going to be a new and also final trilogy of that series, but spin-offs, with diplomatic security agent, Luke Hobbs, and former SAS operative Decker Shaw could be very interesting. So I don't quite know what's going to happen. Another rumor that I've heard, and again, none of this is confirmed, but another rumor that I heard is that they're going to team up with Charlize Theron's Cypher character for the movie. So the three of them are going to be doing something. Now, keep in mind that this is going to very much be indicative of how the series operates. The series takes a bad guy and turns them into a good guy. So at the end of the 8th movie, Charlize Theron, again, slight spoiler, still alive. So probably by the 9th and 10th movie, she's going to become a good guy, part of the team, part of Mi Familia. Like, that's going to be a big thing, right? Although how Letty is going to respond to her coming into the play is going to be interesting nonetheless. But that being said, the franchise finds ways to take outsider characters, bad guys, outlaws, and then turn them good and then make them part of the team, part of the family. And that is one thing that the franchise has done, well, shit, since its first installment in 2001. And I don't know about you, but I am excited for more spinoffs, especially with Shaw and Hobbs. I like both those characters quite a bit. And I want to see what kind of hijinks they get up to. It's not to say that I want to see the end of the Toretto family or I want to see the end of that part of it. But that storyline, for all intents and purposes, is kind of running its course. As much as I enjoyed The Fate of the Furious, it's one of those things where you're like, well, this might be going a little bit too above and beyond. Because now they've moved, out of like hijacking shipments for fucking DVD players to saving the world from thermonuclear annihilation. And who knows where they're going next. Rumor has it that if the story went well, if they were able to figure out a story well enough, they would then send them to space. So only time will tell for what Universal and the executive producers of the Fast and Furious franchise have in store. But if they give us a Hobbs Shaw spinoff, then I'm totally on board with that, because their bromance that was blooming in The Fate of the Furious was one of the better parts. They have good chemistry together, and to see them fight side by side against a larger threat would be a lot of fucking fun. And it seems like both parties are interested in doing it, and that is at least a step in the right direction. However, I am curious to know your guys' thoughts on this. Is this a spinoff you want to see? Is this something you want to give your time to, or do you think it's time for the Fast and Furious franchise to drive off into the sunset? These are things I want to know, so go ahead and write it down in the comments. My name is Matt Jarbo. You've been listening to my commentary on movies and shit. Be sure to thumbs up the video, subscribe to the channel, and check back often for more movie news from me. All right, everyone, catch you later, and peace out.